You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Welcome to this edition of Your High School Sports, coming to you today from East Tennessee State University. We're talking baseball on this show. It's college baseball, but there's a lot going on here at ETSU. These two gentlemen actually graduated from the school, Mr. Blevins and Mr. Reddick. And our question of the day, I'm not in this one because I didn't go to school here, but what was your favorite memory of ETSU?
Well, I have to tell you, Roddy, I didn't get to play sports at ETSU, and I was here. There was a lot of good sports going on, but my best memory is, and this is all you sports fans out there, anybody that's playing, you get a good education somewhere. When I walked across the stage in 2008, it was one of the greatest moments that I ever had, and just feeling an accomplishment and proud of the university. And I really think that ETSU give me a good education, but also all the sports here too. But that's my proudest moment, is walking across the stage and being a Buck for life, and my family was here, so it was pretty cool. Pretty
cool. Mr. Reddick, what's your favorite moment? I know you played football here, so it's got to be something with sports, doesn't it?
Oh yes, no doubt. Back when I played football, season we were pretty good. One year, the other year, not so good. But football always had some great memories there. But what really stood out for me during the years here at ETSU was, believe it or not, basketball. We had an unbelievable basketball team. We were actually ranked in the top 10 in the nation in basketball. And of course, we had great, spectacular players like the dunk champion Calvin Talford, Mr. All-American, Mr. Jennings, Greg Dennis. Man, we had a slew of players who were just dominant, and they just could play just so great on that level. And those was just great memories, because us as football players, we would love to go to those basketball games. It was just amazing and a phenomenal time to be a Buck during that time. So like I said, even though I played football and I loved football, it was just a great time to be a Buck fan for basketball during that time. And speaking of Mr. Jennings, we may catch up with him a little bit later, because he's got a book coming out. So that's something we'll talk about a little bit later.
Well, guys, it's always fun to get out on the road. And when we come back, Mr. Blevins is going to catch up with one of the Bucks' assistant baseball coaches. So you make sure you stay right here on Your High School Sports, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the lifetime warranty. We'll be right back.
I never thought I'd get into the car business or work with my dad, but some things you just shouldn't pass up, like our carefree car deal with upfront pricing below the factory invoice and our lifetime powertrain warranty. You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment, from sports braces to wheelchairs, and a stock varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. I'm Chris Blevins. Today we have a special edition coming for you from beautiful Johnson City, Tennessee. We're at the ETSU Buck Stadium today, and I have a special guest here with me, my good friend Chris Gordon. He's the pitching coach here. Chris, appreciate you coming on Your High School Sports. How you doing today?
Doing great, doing great.
Good. Well, today we're going to have a little special edition. We're going to get to know Chris a little bit and talk about some ETSU baseball and then get into some recruiting. So, Chris, I know it's been a while since I've seen you, but I really wanted to kind of get some background on you, let our fans out there on Your High School Sports know who you are and where you've been and how you got to this point here at Johnson City.
Well, I played at Morristown East High School, played baseball there, and was lucky enough to get a scholarship and played at Milligan College for 4 years. And I spent a year at Science Hill High School coaching, and then I was back at Milligan for 5 years. And then I spent 2 years in Alaska coaching in the summer. I spent 5 other years in different leagues across the country, and now it's been 3 years here at East Tennessee State.
Great. Well, that's great. And I know you high school sports fans out there, Chris, I tell you just a little background. He ain't going to say it about himself, but Chris has been a coach for a long time. He was a great player, great friend, but Chris has known he's going to be coaching for a long time, and he might not admit that, but he says it a lot, and I definitely have a lot of good memories of Chris and coaching and things like that. But Chris, let's kind of get into some baseball a little bit. You got a beautiful stadium, and we were talking off camera about how all facilities and things they're bringing here to Johnson City and to ETSU, and just talk a bit about your season and how you're doing and kind of where you're looking towards the future.
Well, as far as at East Tennessee State, there's never been a better time to be a student athlete. It really hasn't. We've got football coming back. We're making some big-time facility upgrades, obviously building the football stadium. And then Thomas Stadium is one of the best in the Southern Conference, honestly one of the best in the Southeast. We're very, very lucky. We've got an all-turf field, a 1,000-seat stadium, and, we pack this place out. We do a great job, and we feel like we put a pretty good product on the field.
Oh, yeah. And I think from by just looking out here, guys, from you at home, this is one of the one of the best atmospheres I've been in. There's not even any fans here, so imagine here on game day. Tell us a little bit more about how you're doing this year. How you doing with the season? Where are you at as far as pitching? I know it's what you do,
Sure.
Your job here, but how you doing with that, and kind of tell us how the players are doing and give some insight on that.
Yeah, right now we got a really good offensive team. We're not where we're at record-wise. We're not where we want to be, but our goals are still in front of us. Honestly, in a mid-major conference, it's all about the conference tournament. You win that, you get in the NCAA regionals, and that's something that we're, obviously the goal every time that you start the year. So we still have that in front of us. We want to play a little bit better than we have. We've got a good team, and we were talented. Like I said, offensively, we're playing really well. We've got to pick it up a little bit pitching and a little bit defense, but we'll get there. We've got the pieces. We got to put it together.
Right. Well, and I also know that you're never going to give up. I know that for sure. So I know you instill that in your players. So when we come back here on Your High School Sports, we're going to take it down to the field a little bit, get a look at this great green grass, and talk a little bit about recruiting and something for ETSU coming up in the future. So we'll be right back here on Your High School Sports.
If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, here's a grand opening you don't want to miss. Gateway Auto Center of Jonesboro is now open. East Tennessee's bargain outlet for cars, trucks, SUVs, and more, located across from Ingalls in Jonesboro, a division of Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, and the only used car dealer in the region offering the Gateway Carefree Car Deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles. Upfront pricing posted on the windshield, top dollar for your trade-in, and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Gateway Auto Center on Highway 11E in Jonesboro, online at gatewayusedcars.com.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. As you can see, we've made it to the field here at Thomas Stadium, and it's a beautiful place, guys. I have to tell you, being here on the field and seeing the facilities we have at the ETSU, and they've done a tremendous job, and just amazing. I mean, the turf is great, and we got Chris back here with us again, and he's one of the coaches here at ETSU, and we kind of talked up there, Chris, a little bit about your coaching style and where you've been, but something that is really I want you to kind of tell our fans a little bit about. You actually went up to Alaska and coached for a summer and got to do a lot of different things. You're actually the head coach up there. I want you to kind of give us some insight of what you've got from that and what you kind of brought here to ETSU and how that's helped you kind of develop and come up here to Bucks and help us out.
Sure. One of the things about the summer league is it's collegiate summer league. These guys still have college eligibility, and what it is, it's a wooden bat league, and it's basically preparing these guys for minor league baseball. And one of the good things is Alaska is one of the top ones in the country. I mean, obviously there's Cape, and then probably Alaska's number 2. The best thing that it did for me is I got to be around some really, really good players. A lot of first rounders. Kyle Freeland, guys that got picked last year. Braden Shipley, they're guys in the first round. Aaron Judge, who's about to make his debut with the Yankees, and then Ryan Dole was a pitcher that we had, and he's in the Oakland Athletics bullpen right now. So getting to be around those players, and what it does for you is you use your system with guys and you think it works, but then when you get some really talented guys, you realize, hey, we're on the right track here, because they're able to really execute it. So it makes it different. But it gives you some confidence as a coach because you've worked with really the best in that age group. You know?
And that's right. I mean, that's kind of something to dive into too. I mean, you say you worked with some of the best players. I know you named some names off there. Being around those players and then coming to ETSU, kind of set the standard for you when you go out there. I mean, what's the standard you look for? Do you kind of compare back to those players, or kind of what do you look for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You need good players to win, and so, we're trying to find the best for us, and then not only the best player, but also the best fit for our institution. And we want guys that want to be East Tennessee State University Buccaneers, and so that's a huge part of the recruiting process.
Yeah, and that's great to know, and that kind of leads us into what we need to talk about next. I mean, you've got a couple years in recruiting now. You said your second class is starting to come in a little bit. So let's talk about some of those players and kind of what you brought to ETSU so far. And let's kind of, you can throw names out there if you need to, but kind of talk about those players and what they brought so far to ETSU and what you think the future looks like with their performance and where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, I think the future is very bright. Obviously, we have a very good offensive team. Our second baseman, Trey York's, he's going to be a draft guy. He was an All-American. Our catcher, Hagan Owenby, is a sophomore. He was a freshman All-American, having another great year. And on the mound, we've got some junior college kids that came in, Blake Smith and Victor Gonzalez pitching on the weekend for us, and they're doing a good job. We continue got to get better. I mean, and it's like anything. I give our other assistants a hard time. I'm the pitching coach, so I do the recruiting. So we're going to get some pitchers. So that's in any sport in baseball. I mean, any level of baseball, you got to pitch. You got to pitch and defend, and that's how you're going to win a championship. So when we go out, that's kind of our focus. Now, obviously, our head coach, he likes offense, and he's an offensive-minded guy. So we're going to swing the bats, and he's done a great job through his 16-year career. We've swung the bats a lot here. So
well, tell us a little bit too. I mean, you're in the conference play now. You say you got coming up some of these big in-conference games. Where do you see the season kind of going, and maybe where do you see the outcome coming up with the rest of the year?
Yeah, we're at a turning point right now. We got VMI coming in this weekend. They're a good club. I mean, they're very well coached. Casey Dykes does a great job over there. So we've got to do, we've got to do a good job. We got to win. We need to start winning some SoCon series. Right. Take 2 out of 3. In baseball, it's hard to sweep guys. We play 3 games, in 3 days. But take 2 out of 3, get rolling a little bit, and we can get back to the top third of our conference. And like I said before, it's all about how you go into the conference tournament. You got to win 5 games there and get to an NCAA regional.
Right. Where's the conference tournaments played at? Where do you play those at?
We're going to play at Flores Field. It's the Class A for the Red Sox in Greenville, South Carolina.
All right, that's great, man, and that's some great insight on ETSU baseball. And guys, if you ain't there, haven't seen them, come see the Bucks play. It'd be a great thing. And we kind of want to transition, Chris, into the recruiting a little bit. Yeah. You go out there and you got a lot of great high school baseball. We cover a lot of that here on this show. We kind of want to let you get us some insight about people. I mean, even coming to ETSU, or people you see out there that are going to be kind of those famous names here coming up. You got some new signees that you're signing on for next year. Tell us about those guys, and then maybe who you're looking for in the future, or kind of what you're looking for here to come come to ETSU?
Absolutely. Well, we do have a good class. We feel like we've got a good class coming in. We've got we've got a junior college left-handed pitcher from Jackson State, an in-state kid. He was at UT Martin as a freshman. He's going to be pretty good for Daniel Shaw. He's going to be a really good addition. We have a kid, Bice in Georgia. He's a right-handed pitcher, 6'5", looks like John Lackey. If we can get him on campus, if he doesn't get drafted, we'll feel pretty good. With Jackson Greer, a catcher from Knox Central, that he's going to be a really good player for us. So we like that. And then Cullen Smith, a kid out of Wilson Central High School in Lebanon, Tennessee. He's going to be a really good middle infielder for us, left-hand hitter. And we're really excited about these kids. We think that this is going to be a class that's going to put us at the top of the Southern Conference.
Right. So when you go out to these kids' homes and you speak to the parents here, what are some of the things that maybe they ask you, or what are some of the answers you give them that makes these parents or these kids feel comfortable here at ETSU? I mean, I went to ETSU. I know how I felt when I was here, but nobody bought me to come here.
Sure.
I chose, but you have to go to people's homes and convince them this is the place to go. So what are some of the things you talk about, or some of the things, maybe the culture you have here? What are you looking for, and what do you kind of sell to these kids that kind of like the selling point to come to ETSU?
Sure. Well, one of the good things here is Coach Skoll's been here 16 years, and he has created a great culture. If you want a young man to come to school and learn to be a better man, this is a good place for it, because Coach does a phenomenal job. If you've been around our young men in an atmosphere outside of baseball, you understand that they're very well, and a lot of it is that we pick good kids,
Right.
But I think that we set a pretty good standard, and these guys are be able to develop in that, and that's what it's about. I mean, only one team's going to win their last game, and it's hard to look at your season and say it's a failure when like for us, we have 10 seniors that are all going to graduate, right, and they are great young men. So really that's success, and that's what we try to sell to our kids when we go out and recruit, and we try to find some good kids, because it's kind of easy to sell this institution. As you see, we have a beautiful field. Johnson City is a great place to live, so that stuff makes it easy. But in the same sense, we just try to let them know that we're going to have their best interest at heart. We're going to try to do the best for they can as a person, and then as a baseball player. And I think when you do that with parents, I think they appreciate that.
Right. And I can tell you guys this at home, just not knowing Chris a little bit. If he ever comes into your house, if this is one of your kids, I promise you Chris will take good care of him. He'll make sure that he coaches them right. And I really, really think that ETSU would be a great place to come and play. Now to kind of get into what we're talking about too, I mean, we kind of have some fun here on Your High School Sports. We talk about different things, but we grew up together, went to high school together. How do you feel just to come from our high school in Little Morristown, Tennessee, and now you're up here in the look at this stadium, guy? Yeah. I mean, how does it feel to be here? I mean, why do you think that helped you, or how does it feel? I mean, just give us a little insight at home. I mean, I know how much I enjoy sports. I know you do too, but man, you're here, man. How's it feel?
I feel very fortunate, honestly. There's a lot of people that work really hard, and I feel like I worked hard, but you got to get some breaks along the way. Right. And I've been lucky. Coach Skoll gave me an opportunity at this level, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am of that, because it's very difficult. It's very difficult to break into this level, and it's even more difficult to stay and have
right.
success.
Right.
But I'm very fortunate. I love to be able to say I did this, and this, but the reality is that luckily Coach Skoll saw something in me and gave me an opportunity, right. and I'm trying to make the most of it.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, we can think back to the times we were together, and you were always a great coach. I mean, obviously you were a great player. You played up there at Milligan. You obviously did a lot of good stuff there. But I tell you what, some of those things and stories. We'll tell one quick story here. We played basketball together. Chris played baseball. He played all kinds of sports, but a little fun story about Chris is, and we kind of talked about it off air, we had a hard coach coming into our freshman year and playing basketball, and just a funny story. And when we got there to the basketball, we and Chris were brand new, and Chris was telling off camera here what happened, but some of the seniors didn't show up for our kind of summer practice. So we kind of got out there and played a little bit. We were a little bit nervous, I'd say, but understatement. We were go-getters, and I'll tell you what happened was we got up to our first game, and me and Chris were in the starting lineup our freshman year, and it was a fun time. But guess what? I mean, we learned from that. I mean, it was a great time. We can laugh about it now. But when you think about that, some of those kids that you coach today, you're always next in line. You never know when somebody's going to get off that bench. You know when somebody's going to get hurt out here on the field. I think we have definitely got the background. You have done a tremendous job here, and we definitely appreciate you letting us come out here and support us, and we're definitely going to support the ETSU Bucks. And Your High School Sports is going on, and we're going to be anywhere you want us to be, but right now we're here at the ETSU Stadium in beautiful Johnson City, Tennessee at Thomas Stadium. And Chris, really appreciate you being on the show today. Thank you for being on Your High School Sports, and we'll see you next time right here in Your High School Sports. For Chris Blevins, we'll see you next time.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment from sports braces to wheelchairs and a stock varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
Volunteer Chevrolet is your friendly hometown dealership, proudly serving the region for over 20 years. At Volunteer Chevrolet, you'll get great offers on select new vehicles, from Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. So come see the new look at Volunteer Chevrolet and take advantage of their great deals. Volunteer Chevrolet is still easy to find on 400 Winfield Dunn Parkway, Sevierville. Volunteer Chevrolet is a proud sponsor of YourHighSchoolSports.com, Sevier County.
Hello, this is Bart Lyon with YourHighSchoolSports.com, and just want to give you a rundown of the Tri-Cities area and the sports that's going on at this time. On the softball diamond, looks like a 4-team race in the Big 7 Conference with Science Hill, Dobbins Bennett, Daniel Boone, and David Crockett. All those ladies are fighting for the top spot for the Big 7 Conference. Should be interesting district and regional tournaments, and look for those 4 teams to make some noise. On the baseball diamond, it's always the top team, Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett battling for the top. Look for those toppers, those Indians, again, will go head-to-head in the district and the regionals. Should be interesting on that as well. When you look at the Class A softball, University High, Lady Buccaneers, they're making some noise there in Class A. They're the top team. Got a fine program over there and got some good things going on at the campus at University High. And on the baseball diamond, hey, Unaka Rangers doing some good things as well over there in Stony Creek. Those guys are really battling, as well as University High. They're making some noise too for Class A. In Double A, both baseball and softball, looks like those Cyclones from Elizabeth, and they're doing a real good job on the baseball diamond and the softball field. So everybody stay tuned, and should be an interesting district and regional playoff time up here in the Tri-Cities area. From the Tri-Cities, this is Bart Lyon. We're signing off.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff, always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
We'll have that at Gateway Ford. Please hold just one moment. Hi, this is Cindy from Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda. You're watching your high school sports. Thank you for holding. How may I help you?
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Your High School Sports, coming to you from East Tennessee State University. Chris caught up with one of the baseball coaches here at ETSU, actually an old hometown friend he went to high school with in Morristown. So, Chris, talk a little bit about that segment for a second.
Oh, that was great, and we really appreciate Chris letting us come out to Thomas Stadium. It was a beautiful experience, and definitely will be coming back. But Chris does a great job, and hopefully we'll catch up and rest out the seats and kind of catch up. And we'll definitely be talking more high school baseball. And now we got somebody inside, so you'll let me know we'll get information from. So, but yeah, it was great, and I really appreciate him doing it. And we'll definitely be back. And I really think that we got a lot from it today, and I hope you guys at home got to see some of the stadium. You'll come out and see the ETSU Buccaneers, and maybe say hi to Chris when you're here. So it was great.
All right. Well, we want to thank Chris, but wrap it up. I'm gonna give you the last moment. You gotta have a minute.
Last moment is just, hey, we're still doing sports for kids. So be sure to bring those balls. And speaking of baseball, bring some baseballs. You know, everybody can afford a baseball, but we'd really love you to bring some kind of ball, whether it's a kickball or that crab soccer ball. Bring a ball to support sports for kids.
All right, like he said, sports for kids. We're going to be giving away all that at Holston Homes on May 16th. But go by and drop off whatever kind of baseball, basketball, crap ball, kickball at Gateway Ford. Make sure you go by and just fill that F-150 up. So for Chris Blevins and Chris Reddick, I'm Roddy Woods, and we'll see you next week right here on Your High School Sports.
You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
It's the day, it's finally arrived, it's your wedding day. It's the moment you've been waiting all your life, it's your wedding day.
Ah, your wedding day, that one special day in your life you'll never forget. So let Venture Productions capture all those special moments at your wedding for you to treasure a lifetime. Our approach to videography is one of creativity and excellence. Call Venture Productions for your video services.
It's the moment you've been waiting all your life.